Chapter 6. "When will you see the truth, Ezra?" her uncle had argued with her father. "Open your eyes, my brother. Discern the words of the prophets for yourself. Salvation shall come from Mount Zion. Yet our people have spent their lives in laws and rituals that do not give life." He placed his hands on his brother's shoulders, his eyes beaming. "The Anointed One is coming, the Messiah, and he will lead us to all truth." Her father refused to listen to him, creating a rift between their families. But Talia had hung on to those words all her life. She shook her head, trying to decipher it all. "This is all so confusing. But I do know that the Anointed One is coming, the true Messiah. And when he comes, he will tell us everything we need to know." He opened his hands toward her, and as she gingerly placed her hands in his, he leaned in and said to her,
"You don't have to wait any longer. The Anointed One is here, speaking with you."
Squeezing her hands, he continued,
"I am the one you're looking for."
As she looked into his eyes, drinking in his words, tears streaming down her face, revelation flooded her heart. Everything around her faded. And in that precious moment, it was just Talia and her beautiful Savior. In her pain, in her brokenness, and all the shame that had veiled her, Talia knelt there and beheld him, his love and his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. A truth that tore down her walls and declared that when she was still in her mother's womb, he loved her. As she had tried to live up to expectations, he loved her. And as she had grabbed the reins of her life and headed towards the cliffs, he loved her still. At every wrong turn, every failed step, every deferred dream, every dead end that left her broken and bleeding and condemned, he loved her more. It was a truth that whispered to her past, her present, and her future that she was and always would be totally and completely forgiven. It was the truth that had come to set her free, and Talia knew her life would never be the same. Her veil, now free from her fierce grip, fluttered in the breeze and gently landed at his feet. At the sound of footsteps approaching, Talia pulled herself up, her hands still in his. Her eyes, fixed on him, now glistened with a newfound hope. Squeezing his hands, she smiled and whispered her goodbye with a word that now held so much more meaning. Shalom. Releasing her grip and turning away, Talia ran. She ran faster than her legs could even carry her. She grabbed the corners of her dress. She didn't care. Her heart was singing. She was laughing and crying. She wanted to run to the hilltops and shout, tell everyone who would hear what she had found, who she had found. A clay pot lay empty at Jacob's well that day. But on that dusty road to Sychar was another earthen vessel, overflowing with living water, with endless life. And the report went out throughout the village that she who had hidden in the shadows, she who had been despised and scorned, was now a living epistle, a love letter brimming with everlasting life. A life that exuded the love of a father who went out of his way just to find her, restore her, love her. a father who gave his one and only son just for her.